How to best write a journal cover letter. Hi, welcome to First Editing. I'm Joellen, and today we'll be talking about how to write a journal cover letter. So, what is a journal cover letter? A journal cover letter is basically a short document that researchers submit to journals alongside their research papers. So, its purpose is to introduce you and summarize your research so that the journal editors can sort through submissions quickly and make decisions more effectively. So, a cover letter is not only speeds up the submission process, but it also shows the editors that you're familiar with the basic requirements and the research practices, and it also demonstrates that you've put in extra effort to get your paper published. So remember, you should always check the journal's requirements before you submit your paper so that you're absolutely sure what you're supposed to send alongside your manuscript. So let's move on to our journal cover letter checklist. The first thing you need to understand is that cover letters aren't just written on the fly. They follow very rigid rules, and everyone should abide by these. A typical journal cover letter includes the submission date, the editor's name, if you know it, the journal's name, the title of the manuscript, and the type of your research and the confirmation of originality. It should also include a brief summary of your research, its importance in the field, and its appeal to the journal's readership. We're not quite finished yet, so because then there are also statements of information that the specific journal requires. So, such as a declaration of no conflicts or suggested reviewers for your manuscript. So, you might want to include those also. And finally, you should put in your contact information and your academic qualifications. And then end the letter with thank you for your consideration and sincerely. As for the confirmation of originality I've mentioned, it usually goes along the lines of we confirm that this work is original, that there has not been previously published, and that it is not currently under consideration for publication elsewhere. So let's talk about how to best write a journal cover letter. First of all, try to keep in mind that your cover letter is where you essentially sell your research. This is because all journals are looking for research their readership will like. So if you show why your paper is worthy of publication and why it's so interesting to read, you're boosting your chances of getting published. And secondly, you should always pay attention to the specific statements of information that the journal requires. These are, for example, conflicts of interest, suggested reviewers, or a confirmation that all authors agree with the submission or have approved the final version. It goes without saying that you should polish your language as well. If you need any help with this, you can reach out to professional editing services like First Editing. And keep in mind that your cover letter isn't your abstract. This is very important. While your abstract is basically an overview of your research, your cover letter is more persuasive because it tries to sell your paper. And you can, of course, use your abstract as inspiration, but try to make your cover letter a bit different. Another thing to remember is that personified letters are usually better because they show that you've put in the effort to research your potential readership. If you can, address the editor by name and talk about the specific journal you're submitting to. And the next tip is to avoid presuming statements. For example, if you write, "We look forward to your response," your tone could be considered presuming, which is why it's better to use a simple "thank you for your consideration." You should also try to follow standard formatting and not deviate from the norm. If the journal has specific templates, for example, you want to write in UK or US English, and if they want a specific font or spacing, try to stick to it. And lastly, keep it brief. The cover letter shouldn't be too long because that defeats one of its main goals, which is to make the submission process quicker for them. So if you need help with any of this, don't hesitate to reach out to our team at First Editing. And that's everything for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.